I'm going to talk about websites such as snopes.com and factcheck.org, etc. When I first heard factcheck.org, hey, it sounds like a legitimate group. And I've determined that these are not. This is just propaganda groups. And there's one called WND, and the list goes on. And I've read some of the things that they've written, and I know a little bit more than the average person is going to know after I investigated. I'm going to tell you why I think these organizations are corrupt. I believe it was Barack Obama who made a statement, maybe during a debate. He said, factcheck.org looked at my birth certificate and said it's real. When I heard that, I said, that's complete bull. I had already known that there was something about what they said that just wasn't true. Allegedly, someone at factcheck.org had handled his document, scanned it in, and determined that the document was a real document or something like that. And there's been extensive research done on his birth certificate. It's a poorly done forgery, and there's so many problems with it that it's a complete joke. For example, the word "the" is misspelled at the part at the bottom where it just has information about the hospital. The word "the" is misspelled. I mean, and I don't think it's misspelled on anyone else's birth certificate except for his. I mean, it's just stupid. Only an idiot would not believe this. So then there's snopes.com, which is a weirder one. You're going to want to hear this. So when snopes.com refutes all this Barack Obama stuff, they often say it's just not true. And they don't go through reasons why or provide evidence, etc. Or they'll say, we asked somebody, and this guy said it's not true. You know, I've read that regarding his ring, for example. Well, the other people said it is true, and they showed reasons why it's true, which were convincing. They showed the Arabic writing on Barack Obama's ring, and they showed Arabic. And you can decide on your own if it's the same. And so the other thing about Snopes.com, well, they're missing the Nordyke twins is key information that proves that Barack Obama's birth certificate is a forgery, and it's not addressed on Snopes.com, because how do you prove that? I mean, the Nordyke twins prove that Barack Obama's serial number is not in order, which is an impossibility, and because all the documents are serial numbered. And his is not in the proper order because they found someone else's document from a different date with serial numbers that don't match. In fact, there were two that don't match Barack Obama's. If you look it up on Snopes, they do not say anything about it. They're unable to refute it. But the problem is, why is it that when you go to the part about Barack Obama's birth certificate, they don't say, oh, by the way, this thing proves that everything we're saying isn't true. They refute. They say that his birth certificate is legitimate, but they don't say, except for this, Nordyke twins proves it's not true. They don't do that. They ignore this information. So then I learned that the people that run Snopes.com are a married couple. It's a man and a woman. They're not professional in any way. They're just two people who are known liberals. It's not like they're moderates or they have a team of people that are conservative and liberal or impartial. They're not. These people are liberals, and they have a liberal point of view, and they express it that way. And if you go to these other sites like factcheck.org and WND, they're going to have a political motive. They're going to have a position. WND might be conservative. I don't know. But I don't know of an impartial one. So don't believe everything you read. Just because Snopes says it or WND or whatever, don't believe it just because they say it. Look for, if they say, well, a New York Times writer proved that this isn't true, they have to have the link, the name of the person, etc. If they don't, then don't believe it. I was just reading something on Snopes where they were refuting the Clinton body count, and they went on for pages and pages where they just say, it's just not true, it's just not true. And then they had, here's some techniques that people use, like they say it's mysterious or whatever. And they went on through this, yeah, but you're not showing any evidence. And then they went through some specific cases, and they said, well, here's the reason why it's not true. Yeah, but you really have to go through all of them, or at least the big ones. They didn't prioritize it from the most important ones to the least important, or the most difficult ones to prove. You do it the opposite. They're going to take the easiest ones to disprove, and the most difficult ones to disprove, they don't say, oh, yeah, by the way, these ones are difficult for us to disprove. We're going to tell you what they don't do that. They're not impartial. Don't trust these sites.